In 1983, the Metromedia TV stations and their syndication arm brought Canadian comedian and talk show host Alan Thicke to the States with what they thought would be the first real challenge to Johnny Carson's domination of late-night TV in over a decade. The result, Thicke of the Night, never attracted many viewers and was finally canceled in June of 1984. Something to fill the space left on their station schedules and the stations that bought their syndicated shows, Metromedia decided to replace Thicke with,
Other glasses, would you?
Now look.
While still best known for his comedy act with and without Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis had made a bit of a name for himself as an MC, hosting variety shows in the 1960s for both ABC and NBC, and as the long-running host of the Muscular Dystrophy Association's annual telethon. Metromedia decided Jerry Lewis' late-night talk show might fare better than Alan Thicke. They hired longtime Lewis friend and protege Charlie Callis to serve as the show's announcer and sidekick, and put the show on the air June 18th, 1984, the Monday after Thicke of the Night's last episode.
From Hollywood, it's the Jerry Lewis Show with Lou Brown and a band. And Jerry's special guests, Frank Sinatra and Suzanne Somers.
Charlie Callis was responsible for the show's first running gag, making the host's introduction as long and obnoxious as possible.
My name is Cary Grant. Yeah, that's me, Cary Grant. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you a friend of mine who is so funny. You know, there's an old saying that the world is a comedy to those who think and a tragedy to those who feel. And I say, oh yeah? But this man I'm about to introduce to you, when he sings, the whole world laughs. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the star of the show. Yes, you'll love him. He's about this high, and he does funny things. Yes, he'll drive you crazy. He'll sing songs. Don't laugh at me. Also from Hollywood, here's a star, a man who I know from a he's tall, he makes movies, the very professor. When I went to his house once, and he said, also from Hollywood, hi, my name is Jimmy Stewart, yeah. And I'd like to present to the star of the show a very good friend of mine who's a great director, and he sings Rockabye Baby. And now, a special announcement. Good evening. This is Henry Kissinger. I just want to say that it gives me great pleasure to introduce the man to you who is a very good friend of mine. I've traveled all over the world, from Hong Kong to Tenafly, New Jersey. And I have not seen a greater performer than the man we're about to introduce to you. He's about that high. He makes motion pictures. Very, very nice. He makes all sorts of crazy sounds, but I hold him very dear. Let me tell you once what happened.
Will you get on with it?
Jerry Lewis!
Which was then followed by a usually unfunny monologue.
Supermarket, right? Okay, there's a story in here about my friend Charlie Callis that's disgusting and totally untrue. Charlie, it's not only untrue and disgusting, but I want you to know that I'm going to challenge it, and I'm going to do it because I think it needs to be challenged, okay?
Okay.
Charlie was in Chasen's on April 2nd. He had a little too much to drink, they say, and he walked out without paying his check. It's not true. It's because it's written here, that don't mean it's true. I was with Charlie on April 2nd, is that right?
Right.
Okay,
right, yeah.
April 2nd we were together, and he never, ever went near Chasen's, Charlie, right?
That's right.
Never went near Chasen's, okay? I picked him up at the airport, and he said he wanted to go to a massage parlor. Now, I guess his back was bothering him. He had a favorite place called the You Name It, We'll Massage It Love Palace. Naturally, I waited in the car. Let me tell you, it was no...
Because of Lewis's many friendships, big-name guests were not hard to get.
we're proud to present a legend, Mr. Frank Sinatra.
But he always seemed uncomfortable playing interviewer and straight man to him.
But you've never done a talk show.
Nope. And if you take too long, I'll never do another one. And I think that a lot of the kids today are lacking that, and it's a shame that they're lacking it, because there's no way that we can see how far they can go, how much they can grow in what they do.
Yeah.
Because they're gone before we realize what their potential.
I think George Burns said it brighter than I'd ever heard. He said, "There's no
Why
place."
did you ask me the question?
Not only was Lewis often upstaged by his guests, he was also upstaged by his own
Write down
sidekick.
a number.
A number?
Any number. Don't let me see it.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Give me the pen.
Right.
Fold the paper.
Holy.
Fold the paper once.
Once.
That's all you have to fold it.
Okay.
Now you know the number in your head.
Yeah.
Trust that I am aware of the number. Now take the paper in your hand.
Give me my hand.
Right. Tear the paper in half. Tear the paper in half. Right. Tear the paper in half. Tear the paper. No. Tear the paper in half.
About the only time Jerry Lewis wasn't uncomfortable and upstaged were bits with characters like Johnny Carson's Karnak, Art Fern, and Aunt Blabby. Sadly, these bits just weren't that funny.
Well. It certainly is an honor to have you here, Professor.
Actually, honor is only another name for rain and fish.
I see. Well, what other words of wisdom can you share with us?
Voible.
Voible? Well, welcome to the show, Dr. Wetz.
Yeah, all right. You should come to me first.
For what?
For that nose. If you paid more than $15, you got wrong.
The show's reviews were best summed up by this quote from the New York Times' John O'Connor. For the moment, Johnny Carson needn't worry too much about the new competition. By the end of the week, the writing was on the wall. Even Metromedia's flagship station in New York City was looking forward to other things.
Much will not be seen this week so that we may present The Jerry Lewis Show. Stay tuned.
By the end of the night, it became official. The Jerry Lewis Show was canceled on June 22nd after only 5 episodes. It was also the beginning of the end for Metromedia. Within a year...
Good evening. This is the 10 o'clock news. I'm Steve Powers. And today, confirmation of the largest single broadcast station transaction in history. It's part of an even bigger deal involving more than $2 billion and the sale of 7 Metromedia stations, including this one, Channel 5, to media mogul Rupert Murdoch.
News Corp would use the Metromedia stations and properties to form the basis of a new network called the Fox Broadcasting Company. But viewers in New York weren't that worried because they finally got to see Starsky and Hutch.